Alright, this is take 2. This time I should have most of my thoughts in order. Hi guys, this is Lynn Mooney here, and from the picture of the video that you clicked on, I'm going to be talking about the Persona 3 and Persona 5, technically also Persona 4 Endless Night, the collection. So, in the States it retails for $99.99, so $100 before taxes are applied to it, depending on which state you live in, if you get hit with taxes. But, I digress. There is good stuff about the presentation about this collection this collector's edition. I'll just call it collector's edition, because if I say collection, I don't know, I just feel like I need to put it as a collector's edition of some sort. So it's either like a launch edition, special edition, limited edition, you name it. I'm just going to call it collector's edition or whatever. But all that you get with it, you get the physical discs of the fourth, I already screwed up right there, of the Persona 3 Dancing in Moonlight, of the Persona Dancing in Starlight. You get a digital copy of the fourth game that came out earlier on PlayStation Vita, Persona 4 Dancing All Night Long, or Dancing All Night. I don't know, I think I put the word all night long there because I thought, one second. The reason why I said all night long is because originally when I got it for the PSP, it was because it came with the Vita skin, Dancing All Night. No, I still put the word long in the phrase. Oh well, you know what? Just skip it, keep going. So, I don't know. The good and the bad, or maybe I'll just start with a little bit of the bad and then just finish off with the good of what I like about this set. I mean, I'm not bashing it and so forth. I'm just the type of person to where, this point I really like this set, but then I started comparing it to some other ones. But then there were some similarities with other ones, but then there were some other ones that Atlus did that I was more wowed by that weren't $100 when I picked up the game. They were just like the same price as the game, as like the launch edition and so forth, and then you just got some extras and stuff in it, but that I was really more ecstatic about. The good thing though is that what I do like about it, this one, of course, this is the sleeve. We're going to toss it to the side. It came with this piece of paper, and on the back of it, it shows the code for the fourth game that you download to your PS4. Comes with this little thing that's like talking about, hey, if you have epilepsy, seizures, so forth, you don't do well with lights moving in rapid succession, don't play these games, because it can trigger that. I love the fact that it is a hard book, because anything that's a soft book, for some reason, even though I take I take care of it, but sometimes for some reason or another, like, it'll get like a slight crease or a bent somewhere, and it bugs me so bad. Not when I take it out, but normally it's caused by whenever I put it back into its box. Just for the fact that, like, there's other like sleeves and stuff, and you have to position everything just right. Like, hey, there's an art book here, there's a soundtrack here, here's where the game was gonna go, and then I flip-flopped it, and then it doesn't work out, and then I hear like a little tear or crinkle, and then I'm like, no, please don't do that. And then I quit what I'm doing, and then I take a look, and then to my horror, I damaged it. So I do appreciate the hardback for this. I really do. It will live longer. What I also like is the transition from the colors, from the cool colors to the bright red colors right here, from how also it was showing here for blue for the logo and then red here, and it's making that transition from like a rainbow effect on both sides, and it has on the front, the side, the back, a metallic finish. It's a nice touch. I really like that. Now, nitpick approach when I open it, this thing itself contains a couple pages of the artwork, and it also contains the 2 discs that are in here. And from how thin it looks, you probably already assumed that if there's 2 discs in here, and by how thin it is, what happened. You are right. Both discs are stacked on each other. There's not like a little divider of any kind separating them. The 5th disc's at the bottom, and then the 3rd disc sits right on top of it. I'm not too worried about it for the fact that it is a Blu-ray and not a DVD. So, and also it seems to fit in there securely and not wiggle around a lot. So I like the fact that it's not poor quality to that approach. If you hear something in the background, it's my dog Cricket moving around. But so I do. So there's kind of good and bad with that. I would have preferred a divider myself. I would have preferred it being a little bit thicker. Even of course it wouldn't have been more of a slim uniform design. I still would have appreciated it, you know. But at that point I say it's okay. It's not bad. It's not the greatest, but it's okay. But for how they put the presentation for the discs inside of this art book. I would have liked a separate art book that was thicker, full of other stuff. Because there's just pretty much character artwork on here and stuff. I would have liked a bit of character artwork, some descriptions about the different characters and so forth, some artwork for the backgrounds, points within the game and so forth, maybe director artwork commentary by the creators and so forth. Just something like that. But because I have seen stuff like that done for stuff that's not $100, that's like a collector's edition. I've seen it before because you guys have, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know the Bravely series for the Nintendo 3DS. Sorry, I just said Nintendo. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, if any of you guys know out there, but I think when the second layer, Bravely second end layer, when it came out for the collector's edition, I thought that was $70 or $80. And this is $100. But if you look at the presentation of that versus this, I know we're talking about, you know, Nintendo and not Atlus and so forth, but not just Nintendo too. So like, what else? Because I know I see a couple of them up there that I can look at on my shelf. I'm trying to think how much the Valkyria one was, the 4th one. I don't even remember anymore, and that's just been like either a few months or something when that came out. But I digress. I know there's a couple of other collector's editions that had a better presentation than this. But I will still really enjoy these games because each game has over 20 songs. So something that I do enjoy about this is the fact that when looking at some of the artwork, it's very colorful, vibrant, it pops out, and it switches that kind of feel whenever you go from the 3rd game versus the 5th game. I kind of wish it was separate though, and that there was more stuff though. Another thing is kind of nitpicking, but I wish they had kind of, when gluing this together, done a better job at doing so for the binding. The weak point for me in this book is going to be the first page. They kind of overshot it a little bit where the glue is sticking to the swipe part for the first page here. When you turn it, you actually see a crease right there, and you see the binding right here. So more than likely, as it ages and gets older, if you look at it or whatever, it's going to fall apart more than likely in that spot right there, the pages. But yep, these are the discs that I was talking about and how they're sitting on top of each other. So there's the 5th, here's the 3rd. Snap it in place, kind of wiggle it around, up and down a little bit. Not too excessive, but you know, shake it side to side and I don't hear any rattling, which is a good sign. Maybe I shouldn't have done that A-OK sign, but in the States that means A-OK. I'm sorry if it means anything bad in any other country, because I think it means something else for certain other countries, that sign. But over here that means A-OK. I'm sorry, but yeah. But let's see here. Like, here's examples. So some other stuff from Atlus that was like launch editions and so forth, because some of them you've already seen. Here's the simpler ones: Conception 2, Devil Survivor 2, Record Breaker. Here's Legend of Legacy, and then also here's Stella Glow. I like for Stella Glow how it, I liked Stella Glow a lot for the fact that, of course, launch edition, to my knowledge, if I remember back in the day, this was still just 40 bucks. And you got a soundtrack CD with a few songs, you got this little keychain, and you got this, it's essentially just a, it even says right here, it's a fabric poster, and I have that hanged up on the wall in a frame, hanged up, and it's really nice. Love that one. This one came with the CD and a hardcover 40-page art booklet for Legend of Legacy, and this one was given to me by a friend. These two are the more simpler ones. This one just came with the CD. This one came with the CD, and it also came with a sticker pack, to my knowledge. Yeah, decal sets and music CD included. And this one came with the CD. This one, let's see here, art book and decal sheet while supplies last. So there's certain ones from here that I was a little bit more impressed with than the Persona one, kind of. I just kind of wish that it came with a CD. I mean, it is a rhythm game. That's another nitpick that I have. But other than that, though, let's see here. If I could like put my nitpicks and then my bad and my good, it's like the way that the art book itself is put together, the way that the discs stack, the fact that at $100 I was hoping for a little bit more, and I had already read what it kind of was going to be like, and I decided this approach because it was going to save me money than buying each game separately, because each game separately was $60, $59.99. I'm rounding it to $60. So $60 for the third game, $60 for the fifth game, that's over $120, not even including the freebie that came as the digital download for the fourth game. So it made sense to go with this edition right here than to get each one of them separate in the long run. So that's why I got it. And for the fact that regardless, I am going to enjoy these songs because I love rhythm-based games. I enjoy rhythm-based games. I love the fact of switching from a regular difficulty and climbing up to a higher difficulty, because it is true, when I play a song, a lot of times the first run through that I've ever played a song, I don't pass it. I might not pass it on the second or third try, but normally within less than 10 attempts I pass the song, and then from there it just ends up getting better and better for the fact of my accuracy. But yes, I want to ask your opinion though. In your opinion, for those of you who collect launch editions, collector's editions, premium editions, you name it, from not only Sony, Nintendo, Xbox, what is your thoughts on this presentation of a collector's edition as a whole, in your opinion, for the art book, the CDs, the actual booklet itself, the digital download, versus some other stuff that you've gotten before in the past within your own collection? I'm really interested to hear what you guys think about it and how you would rank this in your own way. I'll be looking out for those comments to see what you guys say and then replying back to them. But this is pretty much it for the video, and I do hope that you enjoyed this video. This was probably, I said take number 2, but I think that this was take number 2 of like, just trust me, there's more than just 2 takes. But yeah, this is pretty much it for the video, guys, and I hope you liked it. Talk to you later. Bye bye, guys.